Welcome to my World History Notes, where I read from the book that I wrote to teach homeschoolers world history. A Bible believer looks at world history. Now, you won't agree with my conclusions, possibly, or even be offended by things I say, but I just want you to know about the items I discuss, the people, events, places, concepts, ideas, and then you can do your own research and have your own conclusions, and that's great. I'm not paranoid about people agreeing with me. Uh, Now, my book, A Bible Believer Looks at World History, you can purchase on Amazon, Lulu.com, or at the Bible Baptist bookstore, or you can just follow me here. And if you're of a mind, please subscribe to my channel. So now we're in Europe in the latter part of the 1800s, called the 19th century. And so I'm going to be discussing as Italy struggled to unify into one country from many kingdoms, being a pawn in other nations' wars. A noteworthy event took place during the War of Austria and France with Piedmont. That's the kingdom of in the kingdom of Sardinia in Italy. In 1859, Swiss businessman Henri Dunant visited the northern Italian battlefield of Solferino and was deeply affected by the impact of war on the lives of civilian and military combatants alike. The memoir he wrote, A Memory of Solferino, inspired the 1863 founding of the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC. He won the first Nobel Peace Prize in 1901. The Nobel Peace Prize was set from a fund set up by Alfred Nobel, a Swedish chemist and industrialist who invented dynamite to reward people who did the most to benefit humanity, which would be funny and ironic sort of way if so many people hadn't been killed by his invention. At the age of 40 in 1861, Clara Barton dedicated her life to volunteer work. During the Civil War, she served as an independent volunteer on the Union side, helping with nursing and feeding, and by the end of the war, she had become famous. Although not permitted to work with the International Red Cross because she was a woman, she volunteered as an independent relief worker during the Franco-Prussian War. On May 21st, 1881, Barton was joined by supporters at the Washington, D.C. residence of a U.S. Senator to form the American Association of Red Cross, which later became the American Red Cross. Barton lobbied tirelessly for the United States ratification of the Geneva Convention, also known as the First Treaty of Geneva, which was signed in March 1882, which tried to set some civilized, quote unquote, rules for warfare, excuse me, and for treating of captured combatants and civilians. The American Red Cross had been available for help in natural disasters as well as in the human disaster of war. In keeping with the high standards of civilized European nations, little sarcasm here, almost as soon as Italy was able to form as an independent, freedom loving country, it attempted to invade Ethiopia, suffering several noteworthy defeats by the Ethiopians, but securing a foothold in North Africa. That's a very interesting study about how the Ethiopians defeated the Italians so many times. But anyway, Russia, in control of Poland, put down an uprising in Warsaw by slaughtering the rioters in 1861. This resulted in a general Polish uprising, which was soon brutally quelled. Russia conquered kingdoms in Central Asia and expanded its territory greatly. The last independent Muslim principality of Central Asia, Merv, was taken by 1885, and a conflict with Afghanistan was settled peaceably before a war could happen. By 1894, Russia had formed an alliance with France against the alliance of Germany, Italy, and Austria. Now, Greece, having secured its independence from Turkey in 1829, had taken advantage of the Crimean War to take some more territory away from that crumbling empire. The British and the French stopped Greece from allying with Russia against the Turks. In 1862, a Danish prince was elected king of Greece after a revolution deposed the last king, and later Greece declared war on Turkey, which lasted until 1896. Serbia, during this time, struggled against Turkey and its neighbors, fighting against Bulgaria, which invaded Serbia in 1885. Austria had to intervene to save the Serbs. It's funny. Austria had to intervene to save the Serbs. Consider what happened in 1914. Austria threatened Serbia with invasion, which started the First World War. So Bulgaria and Romania, as well as Balkan mountain states such as Montenegro, benefited from conflict between Russia and Turkey, gaining independence from control and influenced by Turkey. The Ottoman Empire continued to crumble and suffered under a war with Russia, which ended in 1878 and resulted in loss of much of its European territories. So, you got to see how things are moving around. All the pieces are moving around, getting ready for this great war that really lasted from 1914 through 1945. And then, of course, there's the Cold War, which is a series of proxy wars that was fought through other countries by United States and its allies and Soviet Union and its allies. Anyway, back to 1800s. We're going to discuss Africa next, talk a little about Islam and the Cape Colony of Britain's Cape Colony in Africa, things like that. So I hope you'll study world history and that you'll be interested in studying it, come to your own conclusions, dig deep. It's a lot of fun. Thank you.